everybody, and welcome back to yet another video. Today, I'm going to be telling you guys everything you need to know for my upcoming Cars Adventures Lap 2. So, let's get started. Cars Adventures Lap 2 is a continuation of my Cars Adventures series. The reason why I decided to create Cars Adventures Lap 2 instead of continuing the regular Cars Adventures is because Cars Adventures went on for 32 seasons, and that is a whole lot of episodes. I'm starting up Cars Adventures Lap 2 to give a better new jumping on point for any new viewers. So, if you guys wanted to watch my Cars Adventure series, but weren't able to because there were 32 seasons with 24 episodes each, which is perfectly fine. If you don't want to watch it, I know it's a lot of content. You don't need to watch it if you don't want to. But if you want to get into the series, I created Lap 2 to be the perfect jumping on point since I'm restarting with Season 1. However, Lap 2 is, as I just said, a continuation of Cars Adventures, so it continues the storyline from that series, and I will be recapping the original Cars Adventure series in just a few minutes. But until then, I do want to go over some things. In structure and everything, Cars Adventures Lap 2 will be the same as Cars Adventures Lap 1, in the fact that it's mainly a comedy, action, adventure-esque series, dealing with both larger, overarching storyline issues and little comedic problems in Radiator Springs. Plot lines and conflicts will carry over from one episode to another, just so you know. The way that I release these episodes is on the first day of each new month. I release episode 1 of the season and release an episode a day for 24 days, which means 24 episodes a season and a season a month. Although, of course, I'm not always able to release 24 episodes 24 days in a row. There may be some days off. So, yeah. And then, after the season is done, I take about a week off and start the next season the next month. You don't have to have seen the original Cars Adventures series to understand Lap 2, since a lot of what goes on in it is going to be brand new. Although, there will be many things that carry over from Lap 1, so I will be recapping Lap 1 right now. And don't worry, in case you guys forget, there will be multiple places where I reference the original events of Lap 1, the first 32 seasons of Cars Adventures, or the original Cars Adventures, if you will, throughout Lap 2. There will be multiple references to it. So, let's go over a very brief recap. Cruz crashes, which causes a downward spiral for her racing career, and Lightning decides that it would be best to fire her from Dinoco, replacing her as the Dinoco racer with Sally. Cruz, now driven by revenge, accepts a deal with Chick Hicks to race for him, and Cruz eventually teams up with a bunch of next gens and the Lemons, as well as some cars from the Demolition Derby in Thunder Hollow, and a tuner drift gang. Together, Cruz and her new allies basically torment the cars of Radiator Springs and basically ruin the Piston Cup as well, causing a bunch of violent crashes and a bunch of other things like that. And they do all of this in what is basically an attempt to make them an unstoppable force on the racetrack. And also, a lot of it's done because Cruz just basically wants to torment Lightning and the cars of Radiator Springs at this point. Eventually, though, Jackson Storm, Chris Roman, and Paul Conrev, as well as all of the tuners, leave Cruz. The tuners join up with Boost, DJ, and Wingo, who in Cars Adventures are good, and they're very good friends with the cars of Radiator Springs. They live close by in Ornament Valley, but unfortunately they lost Snot Rod when he sacrificed himself to defeat Kabuto, an enemy of the tuners. Anyway, though, DJ, Boost, and Wingo have now teamed up with this other group of tuner cars, and Jackson, Paul, and Chris have teamed up with Lightning and friends. A group called the Protectors of Radiator Springs, comprising of a bunch of Chrome agents, Lightning, a police officer character that I made for this series named Patrick Pace, who works in Radiator Springs, and later Mater and Jackson Storm, come together as the Protectors of Radiator Springs to lock up all of the next gens and the Lemons, Demolition Derby cars, etc. Cruz basically goes crazy in jail, but Lightning begins to get desperate. He dreams of having a massive race called the Christmas Cup, featuring all of his friends. It would take place on Christmas Eve. It would be a race with Lightning and all of his other friends just having a great time. And Lightning wanted Cruz to join this race. So he went through desperate measures to get her to, at the very least, be nice to him in the cars of Radiator Springs again, and it seemingly worked. Although they're not exactly buddy-buddy, Cruz seems to be, at the very least, on good terms with Lightning and everybody else. But new problems are beginning to arise. It seems as if Lightning has left Radiator Springs. New problems will be popping up left and right in Cars Adventures Lap 2. That's my clever segue to tell you guys to check out Cars Adventures Lap 2 to see what happens next, starting March 1st. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.